Hi, good afternoon. My name is Alberto Pineda, and this is my video presentation for Management 521, Organizational Development and Change, discussing the self-assessment discussion questions that we went over and giving my responses to a few of the questions that we discussed, and answering the prompt questions as well, particularly questions of what I hope to get out of this class. First, for the one question I wanted to share for this video assignment was emotions are best handled in organizations by repressing uh, them. Feelings are taboo on the job. My response to this particular question was I would disagree. It was interesting to see that a slight majority felt the same as far as disagreeing to this assessment question, whereas a few other people selected neutral or agree. I do feel personally that feelings are important to have, and particularly if you're having emotions of sadness, of depression, things of that nature that could affect your work, it definitely should be discussed and not repressed. But I can understand where it could be a tricky situation when you dive into personal matters of that things of those nature. So I can kind of understand why it wouldn't be an overwhelmingly disagree as question response to this particular question. Next, what goes on in an individual's work group or team has great significance in an individual's feeling of satisfaction and competence. For this particular question, I strongly agreed. And we see that for the responses for the assessment, the vast majority absolutely agreed with my assessment as well. Next, most managerial and administrative groups, teams, and committees lack problem solving skills. This particular question I found very interesting because we can see from the results, my response was disagree, but it looks like it was a three-way split, evenly distributed for the responses between agree, disagree, and neutral. So this particular question could be difficult to answer because it could vary from organization and group to different organizations and groups on an individual level and on a team level. It could be that maybe people are lacking problem solving skills. I personally don't think it's so much lacking the skills, but maybe not necessarily knowing how to implement them properly if you are having problems within a group or organization. But I prefer to think that for the most part, people do know how to utilize the skills they have in order to solve disputes and problems when they arise in a group organization, a group setting rather. Next, improvement in the effectiveness of departments, sections, or units in most organizations requires fuller participation on the part of their members. I absolutely agreed with that, and it appeared that the majority of people did as well. And last question, in order for an organization to benefit from organizational development program, its members must value collaborative effort. Again, this was an overwhelmingly yes agreement for those who were sampled for this particular question. So, for the prompt questions, what is your initial or current perspective on organizational development? I feel that within an organization, employees, members of the organization need to continue to develop and refine their skills. And there are various skills that could be used within specific organizations. So, helping people to develop those skills to be the best and most effective and efficient at their jobs is something that all organizations should be looking to implement. What is your initial or current perspective on what an OD practitioner does within an organization? I feel that practitioner would do things to help people improve their skills within the said organization, and there's a variety of methods in which that can be done. Now that you have taken the OD self assessment, how closely do your beliefs and previous perspectives of organizational development align with the perspective you receive from taking the OD self assessment and seeing the responses of other practitioners and students? It seemed to me that for the most part, I was really in line with what other people were responding as far as like the questions concerned. The one exception would be the a problem solving questionnaire where individuals are leaning very much evenly split between the three responses of agree, disagree, and neutral response. So it seems to suggest that people generally feel that they're not really quite sure as far as like problem solving within an organization goes. What is one of the takeaways or tools you like to gain from this particular class? I think it would be a further development on how to implement problem solving skills within a group or organization. Because as we can see, it seems from the response to that particular question, many people are kind of struggling with this particular example or these particular skills and how they should be best implemented and applied. So I think this would be a valuable skill to learn for this class and to implement in my own professional life as well. So thank you very much. This was my video presentation.